All right. Looks like it's 1 p.m., so we'll get started here. Welcome, everyone. My name is Chris Justice. I'm a coordinator with the Digital Learning and Instructional Technology Department here at CCSD. I've been an educator for over 16 years. Excited to be here talking about unlocking AI in your instruction. Take a look at the text in the bottom of our slide here. It says, before we get started, choose a standard or topic you would like to use AI to help create a few resources you can use in your classroom. And so just start thinking about something like that that you'd like to use. The AI very likely knows your tier one instructional materials. And so if you're really specific about the brand, the unit, the module that you're in, maybe you have access to the learning objectives for those different tier one instructional materials. You might be able to use those as a starting point for some of the AI systems we'll be using here today. All right, you guys excited? Have we unlocked AI yet in our classroom? Has anybody used it to do anything? Wendy says yes. Wendy, what have you done? What do you use AI for?
I am a project facilitator, so I've been supporting teachers with social stories and some of those adaptations to curriculum.
What's a social story? What's that?
So if a student is having some challenging behaviors, you can create a story with pictures or a script
Oh,
on replacement behaviors and why you would, sit in your chair, listen to the teacher, all those types of things.
that's cool. Have you looked at, check this out. I'm sharing my screen right now, and I'm sure you've already looked at this, but if you get into GEMS, this is one of those right up here. See this experiment where it says storybook? Have you tried that yet?
No, I am just now learning about GEMS, and so that's why I'm taking this class.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, check this out. It's actually pretty cool. So this will make like a storybook that you can customize. I would be really interested to know if you can use it for your application. I feel like every time I've seen this, it'll create a storybook designed specifically for like an age group. But I wonder if you can like use it for what you're doing too. I thought I saw somebody say that they were using it. Or oh yeah, Kelly Kennedy said I used it to create a script for my concert. Tell us about that. Oh, AI. So not the storybook, but you used AI to help you with the script. Very cool. Okay. Not use gems, but I want to learn. Yeah, we're oh, and that's okay. The mic, I get it. We have different opportunities. One of the gems is today, I think, a little more loose with what we're going to do here today, right? But I love gems. You can see all the different gems I've made. Let's try. This one's kind of cool. Let me see if I can find it. So I've been doing this with my meets. From my perspective, we're doing a meet right now. We're recording this. I'm actually transcribing it, and it's really neat. So all of the stuff that we talk about here today, even the ums and the ahs and all of that stuff gets transcribed. And what I do, take a look at this one. So this is a gem. A gem is a prompt that you can use over and over again to do some task. And the task that I want my gem to do is to make a one-pager takeaway. So take a look at the instructions. First of all, I clicked plus new gem from Gems. I'm in Gemini right now. You can also access it just by clicking on the link here. Let me put this into the chat. Click there, click plus new gem, and you can start to make your own custom gems. I actually have AI in a different tab write the instructions for my gems. That way, I mean, the expert of AI is AI itself. And so I ask AI to do that. How do you want it worded, right? So let me show you this one pager takeaway gem. I'll come over here, I'll click edit. It's already made. And I wrote this and I said, upload the meet notes and or slide deck or let's put in and or transcript from the session. So the instructions are when the meet notes or slide deck or transcript from a PL session are attached, create a one-pager takeaway based on the content fill in any blanks and flesh out the material so that it is as substantive as it can be. The title should be One Pager Takeaway with the name of the session here. Don't use emojis. Leave an area to insert the link tile for either a video tutorial or an actual recording. Separate sections by a horizontal line. So I'm telling it very specific things here that I want in my one pager. Do not label subsections with a number or a numbered list. Always include a link to the feedback survey found in the speaker notes. Give a shout out to my digital learning lab PL session that I do. So take a look here. Let's click update and I'll show you actually what it does. I think I have, let's click start chat. So if I click on this plus sign, I can add materials. Let's say I'm doing this for something that students can create. I can take my slide deck, put it into this gem. As long as I have the instructions there, the AI will create like a one-pager based off of whatever it is you did that day, maybe, right? So let's click on that plus sign, and I'm going to add, let's see if I can find a transcript. Did this yesterday, so it should be relatively fresh in my drive. Let's let that load. Cross your fingers. All right. Having a hard time seeing what these are, so let's let it load here. All right, while it's doing that, somebody asked, is this different than using Google Notebook LM? Yeah, Notebook LM is something completely different. In fact, we're going to use Notebook LM in a little bit. Let me give you guys the link to that. We'll use that in the last maybe 20 minutes of today's session. There we go. Okay, I was looking to see I can try to identify based off of a transcript. This looks like a transcript here. So let's select that. This is from a meet on PBL and generative AI that I did yesterday. So let's insert that without having to prompt anything. Remember, the prompt and the instructions are already written. All I have to do is just upload the transcript. If I wanted to, I can add in that slide deck, but let's just see what it does. So click submit. This is like the word for word thing that we talked about. And so right now AI is like taking 18 pages. I looked at it, 18 pages of a script of things that I said, and it's trying to find, you know, the interesting stuff, I guess. And it's doing it. It's giving me that core philosophy, something that we chatted a little bit about here about, you know, having that journey is more important than the destination itself with PBL. I talked about this, the 90-10 rule with using generative AI, right? We've got to include that or use that that human element is really important when we start to use AI with our students and when we make things for our students and our participants too. So 90% of the work can be done by the AI, but it's all that last 10% that really makes it magic. That's your spin on it. That's how you format the doc. That's how you add in and correct and change and add to and subtract from the AI, right? So I'm not just going to push print on this artifact. I'm going to go through it and make sure it's applicable to what my students did. And this is exactly, it's pretty much what we chatted about here, right? There's that link to the feedback survey. There's my plug for the digital learning lab. Pretty wild stuff. I think so. That gem right there is pretty neat. Let me give you guys this link here if you're interested. You might not be doing you know, one pager takeaways, but let's change this. Anyone with a link. What I'll do is I'm going to change the link. So look up here at the top. You can see where I just typed in that URL. If I change, this is probably way too advanced here, but I'm going to change the word gem into gems / copy and change nothing else. This should force a copy of this gem for you. Let's see if I did that right. So if you click on that gem, now you can have your own version of that gem. Looks like it worked on my end. So if you click on that, it should say copy of one pager takeaway gem. And if you wanted to change this into something, take away the idea that you're going to use it for PL, but maybe change it into something that you'll use with students, with a slide deck or with a page of notes or a PDF that you used recently in an assignment, then you can create your own version of something like this. Kind of cool, right? making magic here and unlocking AI in your, and we haven't even done the agenda yet. Anybody else? Pretty wild stuff, right? We'll talk about Google Notebook LM. All right, I promise you, you'll see one and be able to use it in context. Let's chat about this here. So our learning intention, what are we doing here? 10 minutes in, we're learning how to leverage Canva, Canvas, Gemini Canvas, different between Canvas LMS, right? It's the tool in Gemini. I'll show you what that looks like. And Notebook LM to design engaging interactive instructional resources and AI-driven supports based on our classroom standards. And then I'll know that I'm successful when we use Canvas, Gemini Canvas, to make a slide deck, an app, and navigate and use Notebook LM to use it in context. All right, so take a look at our agenda. We just went over the learning intention, success criteria. We'll get into a Canva whiteboard, and I'll show you some AI capabilities of Canva right there. Then we'll make a slide deck. We'll make an interactive notebook, interactive app, and then we'll make and use in Notebook LM. Take a look again before we get started. In red at the bottom of the screen here, it says, before we get started, choose a standard or topic that you'd like to use AI to help create a few resources you can use in your classroom. And we're going to make a slide deck, and we'll make an interactive app for that topic. All right. What was I going to do? Okay, so let's get into this. I'm a big fan of Canva. I can get this link out really simply to my students either in Canvas LMS, or in my Google Classroom, right? Just copy paste that link in. Or I can just, let me copy this link and then I'll put it into the chat. I want you folks to open that up, please. You have editing rights to this whiteboard. I set it up that way. Now, listen, you've got to be logged in properly. You might want to go in through Clever first, log in through Clever. If you don't have those editing tools on the left-hand side, then log in through Clever first, then click on the link, all right? Otherwise, you won't be able to do what we're about to do. If you're listening just to my narration right now, you're not looking at the Meet screen, that's fine. Look on the left-hand side. You should see like a little select arrow, a highlighter. I want you to find the one that says sticky notes, and I want you to select, I don't know, any color you want. Move it around, and notice that when you're logged in properly, your name is attributed to the to your writing. I kind of hate that the sticky notes all go in one place right there. I don't know. I'm trying not to worry about it too much. Try to find yours. Whoa, Edward's going for it. There we go. Notice that this is an infinity board too. Look at the bottom. You should have like a zoom control. So, I can zoom out. So can you. And you can kind of move your sticky note into an area that you'd like it to be. And then notice I have I'll move Kelly's here. Notice it says, what does it say? What is one classroom strategy? Jodine, if you could just select out of that. There we go. I mean, lots of opportunity here to give me a minute. There we go. Okay, I'm going to move that out of the way. All right, it says the prompt here on the right-hand side says, what does it say? What is one classroom standard or topic you find most challenging to make interactive, and how do you hope AI might help you transform it today? I want you briefly to try to answer that question. It's about the answer, sure, but I also wanted to show you what AI and Canva can do. And I can't show that to you unless I have some like substantive answers to that question. So try it out here. The rest of us, if we're not yet on this Canva, I want you to use that link in the chat. Use the tools on the left. Find the sticky note. Add a hot little sticky note, sure. I really hate that the sticky notes are covering people's work. That's really frustrating. I meet with Canva like once a month. I'm going to tell them what this is like. In fact, I'm recording this. I'm going to show this to them. because it's a little bit of an issue, isn't it? About another 45 seconds, we'll say. Try to get something in there. If you're just telling me the one standard or topic and not answering the second part, that's fine. About 30 seconds here, folks. Got 15 seconds. I'm going to take away editing rights in a moment. If you haven't started yet, that's okay. All right, folks, let's do this. Let's go back to the tab that has the meat. I wanted to show you how I can control this process a little bit more. Imagine 40 students and they're teenagers or younger, trying to navigate Canva here, and it kind of can get kind of confusing, or maybe you need to take control back. So let's go back to that tab in our Meet so you can see the visual of what I'm going to do. I'll click on share, and I'm just going to take away editing rights from you. So I'll just click share, and then I'll change those editing rights. You're currently anyone with the link can edit. I'll be anyone with a link can, I'll change it to view. And then all of a sudden now we're done. Boom. Yeah. I wanted to note too that you guys don't do this, but one way that you can control this, let's say that you wanted to have like an element or something out here. Let's put out like a cute little shape. It's not very interesting. It's fine. Like, there we go. This gem. Let's say that all the students were like playing around with the gem and moving it all over the place. Watch what I can do. I'll select that item. Maybe it's the wording over here, my prompt itself, but I'll select that and I'll click lock. And now students, even you, can't move that item around. That's what I did with this prompt over here too. First time I did this session, I had some teachers in there moving it all over the place. Whoa, slow down, just don't touch it. So I locked it, and it's less likely that students will unlock it. All right. So let's take a look. I want to show you the AI capabilities of Canva. Pretty cool. So let's do this. I have editing rights, and so what I'm going to do is select all of your responses. Let's look at the Meet right now so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Yeah, there it is. Somewhere in, so let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. Unlock this. All right. I had some extra elements in there. I just want your writing. So let's do this. I'll select all of your stuff. All right. I'll come up here. Sometimes there's a little icon here that looks like a pencil. If you're ever missing a tool, I always click on the ellipsis here. Sometimes it's a horizontal ellipsis, sometimes it's vertical. Click more, and that's where it is down here, Magic Write. Seems like AI tends to be associated with magic. There's also that color purple. I know Canvas LMS uses purple to represent AI tools. Same with Canva here. So I'll select on Magic Write, watch what it does. It will create a summary for you, or for us rather, as a class. Imagine you did this with your students. Let's move that out of the way. Remember, this is an infinity whiteboard, so I can make it larger, zoom in if I needed to. What you guys said, how you approach the prompt, some of you guys are saying engaging students and facilitating learning for tasks, defining skills, thinking about computational thinking, high and low pitch activities related to instrument size could be kind of interesting. Let's see what AI does about that one. Implement vocabulary and writing instruction, breaking down math standards, guiding students in digital tools for writing and collaboration. Hey, AI and Canva whiteboards can help you do that for sure. Develop presentations for different requirements, teach students how to search and locate library books, automate motivation and reminders for timely work submission, completion of writing tasks, and different math opportunities here that activate prior knowledge. Pretty cool stuff. In addition, let me show you what else you could do. Imagine I had like a page of content, for example, up here. I can also select that information and find that magic write tool again. Remember, it's sometimes hidden. I've got to find it under more. Yeah. We'll click on generate quiz. This will make like a survey actually. Zoom in a little bit. And right now you guys don't have editing rights. Let's see, I'm gonna lock this down. And now I'll give you editing rights. If you're back on that meet, I want you to go back and I want you to answer this question. What does it say? How can AI make vocabulary instruction engaging for students? Go ahead and choose one of those three answers. I like the first one. No, of course, that's terrible answer. AI can create interactive games. Eliminate the need for vocabulary. I love those. Kind of obvious which ones we should choose, right? Choose the ones, push select. All right, we'll get a couple more here because we do want to move on. Let me take away editing rights. View. It took me the longest time to figure out, okay, well, how do I find out the answers, right? It took me a minute. I'm not kidding. I know what I'm doing generally with technology, and I had a hard time doing this. Let's unlock it. And now that I've got to select on that quiz, and then I can see the different student responses. Now, what I hate about this is that I want it like as a graph or something, a bar chart. Again, I'm recording this. I'm going to share it with Canva because I want to turn this into a great formative opportunity. Otherwise, it's just like, well, looks like everybody chose the second one. Thank goodness. But you know what I mean? It would be kind of cool if I had like a bar graph or a pie chart or something like that. So, all right, fun stuff. Canva AI, and there's so much more to it. Oh my gosh, here I don't want to blow your guys' minds or give you cognitive overload, but if we go to canva.com/AI, if all you got from today was this, I didn't think I was going to talk about this, but I might as well just really briefly. You can get to Canva AI also if you're looking at my screen now, go back to that tab with the meet. On the left-hand side, Canva AI is very likely going to be one of those links on the left. Wendy says this could be used for teacher input for students on IEPs. Teachers could add their comments here and then get it summarized. Oh, that's actually a pretty good idea, isn't it? Very cool. All right, but take a look at this. So let's do that. I'll click on, if you're looking at my screen, create student activities. I'll choose my grade. We're going to move away from this in a minute, but you'll want to play around with this after the fact. Learning purpose, maybe we want to have students create something. And remember I asked you to do a topic or a standard earlier. Gosh, what was mine? Mine is, I used to be an AP environmental science teacher, so I'm going to do topic 6.7, biomass. What was it? Biomass, energy from biomass. I'll leave the misspelling in there. You guys could be typing out your own too right now if you want. Push enter, see what AI can make. I don't know if I had this all selected. I thought I did. And if you're looking at my screen here, it gave me a couple different ways. I can have students create something from like an energy, biomass energy infographic. It's going to be specific to my prompt here. So you guys very likely have something very different. I can get this very easily into a classroom or into a Canvas LMS class with a couple of clicks. Worth exploring. I feel like we can do a whole 60 minutes just on this. But yeah, let's let it do its thing and then we'll check back on it in a minute. This is like a cooking show. Put that in the oven and then we're going to move on here in the interest of time. Any questions about Canva? Lynn's used this before.
Just quickly, how did you get the student, all the stuff at the bottom where it says create student activities, grades, subject? I don't see that when I do my Canva AI.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Okay,
I
so
just
that
know that
it may be my parameters because I'm not a direct teacher, that maybe it's set up differently.
that could be it. Yeah, but I don't know, to be honest with you. I know that you can be put into different groupings and stuff. Like you might be associated with the middle school or the high school that you work at. Maybe you would need to be. Jordan says, click design and scroll over. I don't know if that helps or not, but yeah, I know that I like belong to the CPD group. Maybe that could be the problem. But although Jodine says maybe this, who's also not in a classroom, might have some ideas about how to do it. All right, folks. Let me check back over here. Yeah. Oh, it says open at the top. All right. Let's see what it made. Ooh, something I do not want to ever grade. That's great. It is kind of cool though, right? It's got some goals, it's got some content, something for the students to make and you, right, create. Again, I feel like this is going to be a formative assessment because I don't want to look at this. I shouldn't say that, but it's true. Look at this. In the upper right-hand corner, I can click Assign. And then I can assign it very easily to a Google Classroom. There's also a way to do it within Canvas. Play around with it. We are going to move forward because we got 33 minutes left. All right, folks, let's use Gemini Canvas. I know it's confusing. There's Gemini Canvas, there's Canvas LMS. I feel like I'm going to have to clarify that for the rest of my life. We're going to open up Gemini now. Let's move away from Canva and get into Gemini. Go ahead and click on that link in the chat. And you should be looking at something like this. If it's the first time that you've used AI, you'll want to authorize the Gemini app to work, which you'll need to do. Make sure you're logged into your nv.ccsd.net account, which we should all be if we're on this meet. We're confronted right here, right away with the chat bar. That's exactly how we're going to interact with Gemini today. So let's click on the plus sign where it's just to the left of where it says Ask Gemini. And it might be hidden for you. It depends on how large your screen is, right? Remember, some of those tools are oftentimes hidden behind that either vertical or horizontal ellipsis, those three dots. If you don't see Canvas as one of your options, choose more tools and it should be there. My screen's plenty big, so I've got Canvas exposed. I'll choose Canvas as my tool. And then what are we doing? We're making a slide deck. So let's type in make a slide deck with content and discussion questions on the topic that you're working with. And I'll give you the intro beginning part of this. Oh, yeah, give me a minute. Of this prompt. I put that prompt in the chat if you want, or you can just read it off of mine or make it your own if you want, of course, too. Make a slide deck with content and discussion questions on your chosen topic or standard. And then push enter. might be able to reference tier one instructional materials, be very specific if you're using Envision Math or Inquire Ed, whatever it is you're using, reference the module, the title, be really specific about it. Push enter and you'll be whisked away to creation land. If it loads for you, vet the material. You're the expert. Refine it. If it's not what you're looking for, have that conversation. Critique. And then say, actually, I want this. If you're happy with it, click export to slides. And we'll wait till everybody's there. Click export to slides. Open up the slide. This is the best part. Remember that 90-10 rule. AI did 90% of the work. Our 10% is to go through and make it our own. For me, I don't see any discussion questions yet, so I might want to just do that manually, right? Open up that slide deck. Oh, there are discussion questions. That's cool. Yeah, that's a good question. Reference to algae in mine. Current events. I'd love to know whether or not this, and for mine, I'm sure you guys are looking at something different, but I have a graph I'm looking at. I'd probably want to vet that graph. I mean, I don't even see anything on the left side. In fact, I'm going to do that. Let's supplement it. That's that 10%. I'm just going to find a good old-fashioned actual graph here. Make it my own. There we go. I think I'm going to put the link in there. It's always good for accessibility. I think the last slide, and it is for me, tells me where the images come from, which is great. Too. Pretty cool stuff, right? I mean, did it work for you guys? Dior says, I was always using ChatGPT. I'm happy I'm learning this. Yeah, Gemini's a Google product, and it works really nicely with the Google suites of productivity tools. In fact, like I said, it was integrated even into the Meet. I'm looking at that Ask Gemini in the lower left-hand corner from the Meet screen. Pretty wild stuff. Whether or not it's useful, I don't know. Here's the thing, like, you might teach the concept energy from biomass with a lab, and you've got a good old-fashioned, background information on your lab manual or something like that with all the content here. But there's kids that missed that lab, and so giving them other modalities to interact with that content is going to be paramount. This allows us to very quickly make that slide deck that can help supplement the other way that we're teaching it. Maybe it's supplementing the tier one instructional materials that we've been using the last couple of years, that we've been told by our supervisor, you can't change this, but maybe we can supplement it, right, with some of these things that we can make really fast with the help of AI. All right, Brittany says, yes, I had to ask for the discussion questions again, and it redid the slide deck. Very cool. Yeah, sometimes you can just go back in and say, hey, I need a couple more. Let's do that. I need more discussion questions. And I'm going to take off Canvas because I just want it to like just answer the question, you know. See if it does that. Oh, it's still going to make me a new slide deck. Great. I thought that would have worked. All right. It looks like it's going to go back. Maybe now I'm invested in this. I want to see what happens. Yeah. All right. Let's check this out. Oh, even more. Oh, look at that. It only gave me 5 slides, but it's kind of like supplementary to the original. All right. Look at Google Gemini working smart. Look at that extended discussion analysis. Now I can just copy those. Let's do that. Do they look the same? Oh, they do look the same. Amazing. Let's do this. Boom. Copy. Of course, if this was the real world here, I'm going to vet the material, spend some more time. But now I've got 17 slides. My students will be all that much more smarter. All right. Notice AI is not teaching us anything, right? We still got to go through and figure out how it is we're going to make this come alive with our students. All right. Might want to type in, what are the answers, please? All right. Let's do this. Let's start a new chat. So on the left-hand side, you guys are now in Gemini still, I'm hoping. From that Gemini tab, it might need to make that sidebar. Let's open it up. Open up that sidebar. I'll just click on that cute little diamond. That way I can see all of the words instead of those icons. While we're doing that, Nancy says, I've even uploaded the teacher's manual, told it to make the slide deck. Very cool. Yeah, right. I mean, make it a different modality is going to be helpful for everybody. You might not use it, but you got it. Once we export, is that where we make any changes? Yes, Eugenie, absolutely. Yeah, if you didn't want to re-prompt the AI and say, hey, actually slide 8 should be this, we can just open it up, take that last 10%, make it our own, make it that human part that makes it interesting, and go from there. So I just opened up that the Edward says, for some reason, I don't see the accessibility menu. I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah, Klaus is having the same issue. What do you guys mean by accessibility menu? Right. Let's go ahead and while Edward might be typing out his response to clarify a little bit, let's click on new chat. And I want to go back to the plus sign. Let's go back to Canvas, actually. We'll clickety click. Again, find Canvas. And then we're going to, our prompt this time is, what will it be? Make an interactive app based on, and then type in your topic. Edward says, in my slideshow, it doesn't appear next to help. Oh, okay, let's see. Oh, I don't know. Maybe let's search, go to help, search the menus and type in accessibility. Let's see. Maybe search for it that way.
Oh,
So I just went to help and I typed in accessible. I see that I have mine there, but you're saying it's missing. It also could be that you have a smaller screen. So let me see if you have, yeah, like it could be hidden if you're using a really small screen.
it just popped up.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it takes a while.
Yeah. All right. Looks like that's working though. So again, we're going to type in make an enter. So click on Canvas. We started a new chat. Click on the plus sign. Choose your tool. The tool will be Canvas. And then our prompt is make an interactive app based on the topic or standard that you've been working on. Reference tier 1 materials if necessary. That magic won't happen unless you've selected Canvas as your tool. You've probably been wowed by these apps before, but the problem with the apps prior to like a couple weeks ago, I think, was that they were standalone. They existed only within your system, and you couldn't really do anything with them unless you used the code and pasted the code, in a Google Doc or rather a Google site or something like that. Um, there's new functionality here. You can actually get these links out to students, these tools out to students, but I've got to show you the trick here. So you guys should right now, hopefully your Gemini is creating your app. Give it another minute. We'll do Notebook LM after this. Who has an app out there? Give me that thumbs up on the Meet. Very cool. Okay. Some of us still working. Now, mine, I don't know if you're looking at my screen here, but it's given me a lab. It's given me a simulator. It's given me some info on my topic here. It's also given me some exam prep. Kind of cool, right? So multiple ways to attack this. Now, how do you get this out to the students? It's kind of cool. Watch what I'm going to do. Look at my Meet screen right now for the visual. If you're not familiar with this stuff, we're going to select that download button. Oh gosh. Okay, this is a good point. I have no idea what this .tsx file is. I don't think that, notice that the icon, like my Mac computer has no idea. Guaranteed Chromebooks don't know what that is either. So I'm going to come back over. If you've downloaded your app and you're getting a weird file type, I want you to go back and you're going to reprompt. You're going to say, rebuild this as an .html file. See if we can do that. I'm going to have to redo this because I don't know what a .tsx is. Suppose I can Google it, but let's see if it can do the same cool app, but turn it into a different file. It's saying Tailwind CSS. Oh, cool. Highly efficient vanilla JavaScript. Okay. Like Neapolitan JavaScript. See what happens. The reason why I'm nervous of that file is because I need to put that file somewhere to get the link out. Right now, it just exists on my computer. And if I tried to give it to you guys in this Meet right now, you wouldn't be able to do anything with it because the file needs to transfer over to you. So what I'm going to do is put the file into my Google Drive and then share the link to that Google Drive with you all. And you should be able to open it up on your end. I can also put the link into a Canvas class. I can put it into a Google Classroom. And as long as I'm hosting that file somewhere, in this case on Drive, then you should be able to use it. So while it's working, let's just for fun, let's actually see if the .tsx file. So I'm going to go over to Drive. I want you guys to tell me if it works on your end. So I went to Drive. I'm going to click New. I'm just going to upload that file. So click File, Upload. And then there's that weird .tsx. Let's just do a little test with it to see. Because I don't know actually if it would work. I'll come over here, just like I share a doc or slide deck, I can share this too. I need to change it so anyone with the link can view. Tell me, does it work on your end? I just put that weird .tsx file there. When you open it, you'll need to download it. So look for that little download symbol on your end. And then open it, see if it worked. For my Mac, it just said, nope.
Mine's asking what app it wants me to open it in.
So we're doing this in real time right now, right? So let's see the difference, because now we'll know. Ah, look at that. Ooh, it still looks pretty good. Okay, so if you're looking at my Meet screen, everybody's telling me no, that .tsx didn't work. So let's come over here. Now I'm going to click on download, clickety click. It's an HTML file. That's great. So let's put that up into my drive. Watch what I'll do, guys, folks, people. Instead of, if I'm like, I don't remember how to do, click new and then file upload. What I can do is just drag it in. So watch. There's that .html file. I'll drag it into my drive. That's another way to upload something into your drive, right? Let's click. We'll click share. Let's get that link out to you. Share it properly, of course. Copy link. Try it out now. Remember, you've got to download this onto your machine and then open it. You should see that download button to the left of the printer, kind of near the upper left. Click on download and open it. And give me
It just shows the HTML code. It doesn't do the actual.
Click on the download.
Yeah, I downloaded it in your HTML and then tried to open it. And when I opened it, it's just the code.
Okay. It looks like so for some of us, it's working. Mike says it's working. So I come over here, watch what I do. I know you're probably doing it exactly the way that your workflow works or whatever, right? But I'll click here. I've downloaded onto my machine. And then it shows up in my downloads on Chrome. I can also find it here as well. So if I just open this up, it should open it up a brand new HTML file in my Chrome browser. Other people are saying it's working for them. Give me a thumbs up if it worked. Yeah, okay. I had to choose open with docs. Yeah, I wouldn't choose open with docs. Download it, then open that file, double clicking on that file. Even if you're navigating, watch what I'm going to do. I'll navigate to my download area. I'm on a Mac, so it looks a little different if you're on a Windows machine, but I'll find that file, I'll double click it, and it will open it up there. Yeah, so Michael says it initially just showed the code right, but then when you downloaded it, it will work. All right, looks like the majority of us, it looks like it's working. It looks like it might be opportunity to explore some troubleshooting here for others. Briefly here, yeah, Haley, question, or you're just confirming that it worked on your end?
Just confirming.
Okay, how did I save it? How did you save it as HTML? So initially, it didn't create a file that was HTML, so I reprompted it. I said, rebuild this as an HTML file. Then I came over here from Gemini and I clicked on download. That allowed it to download that file onto my computer. And I uploaded that file to Drive. I can put it on Canvas. And I can put it on Classroom. Students would have to download the file onto their machine for it to work before they open it, and it should work. All right. If you're using some other tool, like you're using Google Docs to open it, it's not going to work. It's got to be that file hosted on your hard drive. That's why I'm curious if like Chromebooks, if it would work on a Chromebook. Anybody on a Chromebook out there where it did work or did not? All right, let's do this, folks. I love Notebook LM. I've got 10 minutes. Notebook LM is actually the best just to explore it. I'll show you how to make one, and you can do that offline. It's really great. In order for me to get all 37 of us onto the same Notebook LM, here's one of the limitations of it. If I just gave you the link like I did for the file earlier, it wouldn't work. I have to add each of you individually into my Notebook LM and then share it with you, give you viewing rights individually. And that's like, I'm not going to do that with 180 kids, right? So a really easy way to get a Notebook LM, everyone into a Notebook LM as fast as possible is with Google Classroom, right? If I get you enrolled in my Google Classroom, you guys all exist within a group, and then as a group, you'll have access to my Notebook LM. You'll want to do this with students next year, or if you teach professional development opportunities, we'll want to do this with our instructors. Otherwise, it's going to be like, what's your email? I got to copy and paste it. You don't want to do that. Click on the link I just put into the chat. Enroll. I don't know what your workflow looks like, but if you click on it, I feel like it's going to say, would you like to enroll or something like that? Click, of course. Then I want you to find at the top, look at those tabs at the top. Click on classwork. Hey, oh God, what did I do? Oh, it's too much. Oh no, I gave you the wrong one. Give me a second. Give me a second. Now I'm looking at my time. Oh my gosh. Okay, give me a second. Yeah. I can very quickly get one thing from one into another. All right. There we go, folks. Okay. And let me do this. I'm going to get rid of all this other stuff. Give me a sec. You're seeing me build the ship as I go, folks. If you're on this class, in a moment, I'm going to have you refresh it with my apologies for making this more confusing. If you've already clicked on one of those Notebook LMs, that's fine. I think this one's better than I'm about to show you. All right, so click refresh on that class, please. Click refresh. Yeah, I handed out the wrong paper, Gina. I need all of you guys to turn in the papers, and then I've got a new paper for you. All right, click refresh on that classroom, please, and then we'll click on Notebook LM on the destination district. So you are seeing this from a student's perspective, and it should look kind of similar to what you're seeing in the Meet link right now. On the left-hand side are the sources. I've added only one source. Our superintendent, Joan Ebert, has given us a 5-year strategic plan about the destination district, and it's 40 plus pages or so. I uploaded that as a source. In the center of your screen is your chat, and look at the bottom center. This is where you're going to ask a question of the AI. And what's really cool about Notebook LM is that the answers to your questions will only come from the uploaded sources. The AI doesn't go out into the World Wide Web and also supplement your answers. It only uses those sources. So it's a source-grounded AI. It's really awesome. Because you, as the teacher, and the instructor and the educator can control a little bit about where the information's coming from. If you're concerned about hallucination, AI hallucinating and veering off on tangents as it answers those questions, you could rest assured that the AI will less likely do that, since the answers are coming only from the sources that you've provided. Now, I want you to type in a question. One of the things that shows up quite a bit in the strategic plan is this idea of durable skills, these skills like communication and collaboration, and critical thinking and agility, intellectual agility, ability to bounce back and solve problems. I want you, just for fun, I want you to type in, what are durable skills? I always do this. Type in 100 words or less. Times AI is too verbose. Just want a real quick paragraph. So I want you guys to all do that too, please. Read what it says. Ask another question. What does this mean for me as a 4th grade teacher or an 8th grade ELA teacher? Notice that the AI is giving us those citations too. The answer is telling us where in the sources it's coming from, right? The AI is telling us where its answers are coming from in the source material, which is awesome, right? As instructors and educators, don't we love that? Take a look what I can do. So look at my Meet screen. Toggle back to that other Meet without judging me on all of the tabs I have open currently. I started with what? I can click on Save to Note. So if I'm like, oh, wow, this answer is actually pretty great. I wanted everybody to check it out. So I can click Save to Note. And that note, that chat that I had, shows up over here in the studio. Now, note that as the student's perspective, you guys don't have these extra tools here like audio overview or slide deck or video overview. You only have the stuff that I've already created, including that new note that I just added 1 minute ago. There's audio overviews, there's podcasts, there's really great, I mean, this is a cool slide deck here that talks about the destination district, all of which was culled from that one source material here, and it used, I think it looks actually a little bit better than the one that we made prior, the other slide deck that we made. So here's what I'd like you to do. Take 1 second. I want you to see if you can try to find that slide deck or maybe the quiz. Open it up. Let's take 30 seconds to explore one of these studio things that I've already made. Getting these quiz questions terribly wrong. All right. Finish up. We've got about 2 minutes left in our session, you guys. If you're on your Notebook LM, you should have a button. Look at that black button at the top. It says plus create notebook near the top right. I want you guys to do that, and let's go ahead and add a source. And I want you to add that slide deck that we created earlier. Note that you can also find sources online. You can add PDFs. I would be nervous about adding too much, though. 1 to 5 sources, I think, is best, in my opinion. Because when you start to use those studio tools, you don't want it to be about 20 different things, right? You want it to be about a few of the things, the point of the Notebook LM. So we clicked plus create notebook. We added that slide deck. We can add more sources if we wanted to. Last thing I'll say in the last minute, you guys, look at my Meet screen. So toggle back to the Meet that we're doing. You should now have access to those studio tools. And I just wanted to point out, if I just click on audio overview, it will start making it, and the AI will just like randomly choose what it is it's going to talk about. If I clicked on one of these chevrons, though, the little arrow next to the words, like right here, now I have a little bit more control as to what it looks like, what it feels like, what it's about. I can even have an area where I wanted to talk about just one concept from my topic instead of all of it, so I can focus it a little bit more, and click generate. In the last 30 seconds, you guys will take the rest of this process here offline. I want you to go through, I want you to create your own Notebook LM, explore some of those things in the studio, some of those tools in the studio, knowing that the video and audio might take about 10 to 20 minutes to actually end up creating, okay? But it's a really great tool. Explore this offline. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for this hour here today.